Okay, we're live. So go ahead and refresh that page. Hello, Facebook. We are live right now. This is the gray area, and this is your boy Ray E.
And this is your boy P. Wills. What's happening?
We are in the building, y'all. Ebony is gonna be right with us in a minute. We're gonna mess with her like we usually do. She comes in here. We have some very special guests today. As you all know, who are tuning in, who have been following the gray, try to do a tax.
Well, see, yeah, I'm off of that. My bad. My bad.
So people can begin to start visiting tax preparation places and getting their stuff filed. We have two special people that can do that for them here in the building today. So we want to introduce them and make sure that y'all, hit them up and ask questions during the show. You know, a lot of people like to tune in just to listen, but oftentimes you may have a question. Just please ask that question, and we'll try and answer to the best of our knowledge, or they will. We're just the viewers, you know. So we got Erica Davis here with Davis Financial Consulting.
What's happening?
What's up?
Thank you for coming.
Thank y'all for having me back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Erica, last time we just want to tell you we appreciate you for that again.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Thank you. I had fun. Atlanta was great.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a great turnout, and we built a lot of relationships from there. I have a lot of new friends. So networking was
the key.
amazing.
You know, you walk away with knowledge, and you get to meet people who are like-minded. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And my man Rashad Muhammad is here with us today. Did I say that right?
It's an N. It's an N, not a D.
Rashawn. Okay, my fault, man. My fault.
Yeah, right.
Right. So we got Rashawn here, and you are from IndyMax Tax Refund. That's your business.
No.
Oh, you're just
Assistant Inc. Tax and Accounting.
What is it again?
Assistant Inc. Tax and Accounting.
Assistant Inc. Tax and Accounting. My fault. I think I went to. This is my fault. I went to your page and I seen the backdrop and thought that was.
No. Actually, if you do go to my page, you can see the link and it'll take you to the other page. That's because that's not me.
That's not you.
Oh wow. Eddie, he got prop money back there. I see a $30 bill.
Hey, he doing the same thing. He might be trying to steal you. He might try to steal your swag, man. Okay, we're gonna have to untag him and untag the originator.
Yeah. Let's spell my name. We can go right to the
tax accountant services.
There we go. Hang on. Let's go here. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're getting it together, y'all. We got my man Rashawn
that's a rap
Muhammad in here.
That's a rap video right there. That's what they doing.
Not to be confused with Rashad. You know, we got Rashawn Muhammad. You know, hey, everybody trying to do their tax thing this year. Okay, but let's get into it. There's some pretty important things and some changes. With you being in the tax field and y'all understanding accounting and everything, there's some tax changes that have happened this year. Can y'all share some of that with us? Maybe some that even have carried over from last year when the new administration came in. So what's different this year? What should people be expecting?
I think the first biggest thing is Trump got rid of the exemption. So he weighed it out with some other things.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to balance it out, but some people lose, some people gain a little bit.
Yeah.
Simply because you lost the exemptions. Let's say last year, if you had 3 kids and you were head of household, you had a standard deduction, and you had a certain amount of exemptions. Well, you lost a little this year because he took away the deduction. So, but he made the standard deduction for head of household bigger.
Right.
18,000.
Is that better? Is that better for people?
Some people it's good for, like, if you have, let's say you had a household, you got 2 kids, you came out about the same. Standard deduction was 17, deduction 8, about 17. Came out about the same as last year. But if you had 3 kids, you kind of lost a little.
Oh,
okay, gotcha.
Lost a little bit.
I
Okay.
mean, does it depend on how much a person makes too?
Okay. It's called earned income tax credit.
Okay.
So as it denotes, it's earned income. So the more you work to it, it's a bell curve. This is science. This is not. This is actuary science. It's a bell curve, and we'll get into the social aspects later.
Okay.
You get to a certain point, you get more money. Once you get to the other side of the bell curve, you get less money, which is not. Sometimes it's not an incentive for working. But that's a social aspect. You want to go. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
So the more you make, it's an incentive to help working poor.
How so?
Yeah. With the earned income credit.
Because say you make $10,000. You got 3 kids, so you get let's give the sweet numbers. Say 17,000. You got 3 kids. Get about 9 racks, something like that.
Jesus. How many children?
3. Because EIC, you get EIC on up to 3 kids.
Okay.
And so those are magic. There's some magic numbers on the top of that bell curve where you get the maximum refund.
Okay.
And that's the most money some people are holding a year.
Yeah.
You see folks at JD Buy Rider.
Yeah.
And, but that's how. But
Whoa, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the more you work to a point, the more you
have 2 or 3 kids.
Paying.
Don't get around it.
You're not getting anything. You send the kids to Brebuff and Chatar, right?
The more money you make,
yeah,
less
you gonna pay.
Yeah.
So the best thing for you to do is have a business, so you can have some write-offs.
Yeah. So
no. See, there we go. Now to make money.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. True.
Yeah.
But just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, look at it
But
like
how many
that.
businesses are you gonna have that don't work after a while? You're gonna have to have a workable business because because a lot of things. One thing I want to talk about is how I think we had kind of talked about this off the air. How people think they can't get.
Well, I bought some notes on how.
On that. I just want to let's stay on the business thing. Obviously, you want to start a business to make money. I mean, that's the end goal, right?
Yes.
But the government also wants to see that you're someone who is not only making money from working, but pumping money back into the economy. Which is why I feel like
that's on there.
Yeah, if you don't spend it, if you just making money, working and going home as a single individual, you're gonna get hit the hardest.
Yeah, you're the heartbeat of America.
Yeah. So they're expecting you to spend something.
I mean, the most taxed people are employees.
Middle class employees.
Yeah.
Most taxed people.
So knowing that, and what Erica brought up is to have a business is beneficial for you. Don't get a business to get deductions, but get a business to, 1, make more money you are making at your employer, and 2, show that you're actually spending that money to try and, get money back, which is trying to help pump the economy.
Yeah.
They want you to start businesses. They want you to get going. They want you to get all into the economy and keep it flowing. So it's important for me, like if you do hair, whatever you do, whatever your business is, whatever you do.
Make chitlins.
And not a hobby.
And
It's just a business, not a
Make
hobby.
a business, not a hobby.
Yes.
Make
make
Sunday
sure-
chitlins.
Because I've heard people, in the tax business, get a business. Yeah, and if you're not doing anything with it other than trying to get deductions.
Depending on what it is. But if it's in the food industry, you're going to get taxed. There is a tax.
Food and beverage tax
If
is for real.
decide that you want to sell food,
Yes, man.
there is a tax
Yeah.
that you have to pay every year. You can't get away
Why,
from it.
Because
why
people-
is that?
I swear. Yes, it's a food and beverage tax, 2%, and it's a sales tax, 7%.
Yeah.
And we do that. You bring in folks bring in their box of receipts for their green beans and their biscuits and their corn. and it costs the goods sold, and we gotta we gotta tabulate that. Indiana may ask for it on the year or on the month, depending on what kind of business you do. But anything as a rule, anything with a cost of goods sold where you gotta invest, that's not what you want to do. You want to get into service where you don't have to put anything into it, but your hands, like tools. You use tools. You fix a car. You didn't. You want to fix the car, not sell car parts.
Gotcha.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Too
much inventory anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you gotta pay.
Yeah, you have to pay tax.
Yeah, inventory. Yeah, expense and all that. Yeah.
So,
What can people better do to prepare? You mentioned bringing in receipts. People bring in.
I'm gonna let you. Man, you need an accountant. You need a bookkeeper at least. If you make just box up your receipts. So, all that. It's just another conversation. It's not. We'll have that conversation. First of all, if you get a business started, your buddy don't want to do the business a year later, so you stuck with the partnership. Things like that. Good business structure. And it's not just based on the business structure. It's actually based on, the people you with. But that's another conversation. We could talk about all.
Let's have all these damn conversations.
Yeah, let's have the
let's have them.
Let's get right here. We got to have it.
What exactly is?
Okay,
let's
so
spin back to the
you want to
question.
have a business. Ray is saying, well, first of all, just like you said, what should a person have to be prepared?
What prompted that is he said if you tax season for people who maybe whether that's with being employed.
Okay.
Well, I know a lot of people, not a problem. I know a lot of people that I deal with right now, they do a lot of Lyft and Uber. Or they work businesses where they do ride share. For those people, and Lyft and Uber that people download a mileage app, like QuickBooks.
Yeah.
QuickBooks has a really, really great mileage app, as well as you can add receipts on. So if you're out and you're driving, you buy food, it's during the day while you're working, add that receipt onto your QuickBooks, as well as it's going to track your mileage while you're driving. So when you get done, you can go in and you can actually note and say that, okay, well, I was actually driving. This is for my business. And at the end of the year, you can pull your report. It's a lot easier than keeping all of your. Take a box of receipts. Google your mileage, because if you have a business and you use your vehicle, and you can write those things off like gas and car payments. How much did you pay in your car payments? How much did you pay for your registration or your title, your tags for the year? Needing to have that information on hand, because those are things that you can utilize. But just for your personal taxes, I don't know how you do it, but I do not take last check stubs. Do not bring me your last check stub from the end of the year. No, ma'am, no, sir.
I'll tell you why with stubs. Go into that. A lot of times the stubs are different from the W-2.
Yes.
Because the accounting, the accounting through the year that the company does, the stubs might be a little bit different from the W-2. Now, 41s, the quarterlies, file a quarterly on match the W-2. and a lot of times they don't match. The math is not right. Somebody got a short check one year. They didn't get paid. Or, for any long story short, the W-2s and the 941s don't match. And then that's when you shouldn't do it. We end up doing the tax return wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll be getting a paper and you're coming back saying, well, the IRS says I owe this amount because it shows the incorrect amount. Well, we found it off your last check stub and there was something that was different. Or one day of that year fell over into the new paycheck and they actually went back and corrected it and put it on. So those are the things that a lot of people don't know. Gotcha. And we have to look for it. Okay. So
what are the downsides to filing yourself? Like using those tax preparer software.
That's a good
Guilty,
question.
I do it. Or having someone, because honestly, I mean, I'm be honest, you know, I would love to go to prepare and have them do everything for me. But I know sometimes it's a little bit, you know, just to save $1 because, you know, we can be cheap. And like, look, I can do this through TurboTax and be done with it. But I feel like I could actually get more, or I could be doing some things wrong. I don't, you know, there was an oversight because they asked these simple questions, these narrative questions, and then I answered yes or no and so forth. So what are the pros and cons, or if there are no pros to using software? And so what do you say to that?
So for me, I would ask the question, what did you go to school for?
Oh, you got business.
If you didn't, if you went for business,
but not taxes.
Not taxes. So if you didn't go to school for taxes, have you taken any tax courses? Have you read any of the rules, regulations, the things that have changed?
Nope.
Please don't do it yourself.
Okay. All
right. You could be missing out on hundreds of thousands. So you never know.
If I didn't go to school to be a doctor, I'm not going to do a surgery on somebody because I don't care if I YouTube it. I'm gonna miss something.
Yeah. Talk your stuff.
I mean, if you didn't go to school for politics, why are you trying to be president?
Right.
Oh, my bad.
Well,
my bad. I didn't mean to let this slip out.
It's okay. That was cool. But it's true.
I didn't mean to let this slip out.
I mean, I'm not gonna downplay and say that nobody is smart because I'm self-taught in a lot of things that I do. I'm self-taught in doing Chapter 7 bankruptcies. I was put into that position. I learned how to do it. But once I learned, then I started doing more research. I started reading into it. Right. What am I missing? What do I not want to miss?
Sure.
Because I didn't go to school for that. I went to school for business. I went to school for accounting. But I didn't go to school to do bankruptcies.
Right.
So it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just, and I don't recommend going to somebody, as we were just talking about,
in the basement.
There you go.
In Keisha's basement.
Look, because you can go in Keisha's basement and you're going to pay Keisha $500 and she just shorted you about $500.
Wow.
So, I mean, I ain't trying to kick Keisha hustle.
The tax business is a big business.
It's a big business.
And people often underestimate how much money, because there's just a lot of people that don't have time to care to do their own taxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like the world can't do their own. It's just that a lot of people just don't even want to deal with that mess. It's just too much. They got receipts. They got kids over here. The daddy want them. You got to find 9 custodians. They don't know how all that stuff works.
Right. And I think that's kind of where I am, to where I could do 1040, you know, just I feel like, okay, I don't have a lot going on, so got this. But it's like the more I have going on, I feel like I'm to the point now where I do need somebody hands-on, you know, because there's too many components to my life now. And I feel like you said, I'm missing out on something, you know, like, I mean, being here on the show, I feel like there's something I could be doing with my taxes just by hosting the show, you know. Or, I mean, like when we make purchases for the show, I mean, everything, I don't even know, maybe driving to the show. Maybe that's a write-off. Is it a write-off? It is. Didn't know that. So,
it depends on if this is a hobby.
So what does that depend on?
Business.
See,
well, it's a business.
It's a registered business.
Remember the whole conversation we had is like who's doing a what, who's the business owner. And, yeah. So okay, who takes what? Because if it's Charlie, this is Charlie's hustle. You Charlie.
Okay.
If you taking the mileage because it's your hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Ebony hustle. It's Charlie hustle.
Right.
So Charlie get to take the mileage.
Okay.
Who bought the car is the question.
Okay.
The business
So
bought the
she
car,
bought the
or is
car.
this a personal vehicle?
Okay.
Let's get into the weeds.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I like that.
Charlie, did you rent the car off of her, or what you doing?
I bought the car, but I don't use it as much. I let them use it. So how do I file to run my business? I mean, not to run my business, but to do what I need them to do as an employee.
Well then, because the mileage is on them, and then the car's on you. See that?
Are they reporting the mileage, or am I reporting the mileage on my taxes?
Oh,
As an
like
employee-
my mileage.
No, no,
on your-
Okay,
Oh, I got
if she's an employee,
Yeah.
there's a 2106.
Okay.
Then she's reporting the mileage as an employee on Schedule A.
Okay.
So
Well, let's say if I'm filing a Schedule C, and maybe this is a contractor. I'm not gonna say an employee because I feel like your form changes when it's an employee. Yeah.
she writes her mileage off against 290.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Yep.
See, that's the stuff where you be looking at you be putting all your stuff in. You be like, man,
Yeah.
let me read the question mark, see what it say.
Right.
Yeah.
Still don't make no
It
sense.
still doesn't make any
Let me
sense.
call somebody.
Yeah.
Let me Google it. You know. And that's,
So
what
for
is
tax
this question? Go ahead.
No.
But-
No.
But you might want to go to somebody that's professional.
Sure.
Like if you got just a W-2,
Mhm.
man, it's like an '84 big body Chevy. You can fix the distributor. Yeah, you can fix the brakes. You go ahead and do that, or take it to Willie around the corner. But if you got a business, say you moved on, you got 1120, you got a corporation, you don't need some help. Hey, pay what you weigh.
Sure.
And on that note, like I said, I don't like when some people come in and they just say, I got a 1040 easy, I want to file. I don't press them. You can do it yourself because that it's the one to look thirsty. And two,
Well, look thirsty to file it 1040 easy.
yeah, and you man, please let me
And
file
you
that
took
for
their whole tax return.
yeah, let me right. And I say, young brother, go do this. When you get some kids and some things, come see us. You'll have to see me. So.
Yeah. And it's I think that's important for people to know. I mean, like, because you'll have students that are now emancipated.
Yeah.
They want to go and file, and they in school, and people done told them, go file your taxes, you might get some money back. And they find out that they ain't did enough in life to get anything.
Yeah.
Well, I filed dependence free, and a lot of times with the mama, that's how I've got generational. I got generational clientele from filing dependence free, because I filed them when they were kids, working at McDonald's, and now they forklift drivers. And so in filing them for free, a lot of times a kid doesn't want to file because the prices are prohibitive. Like if you get $200 back and you go somewhere and they take 179 of it, do you really want to file?
Right.
So you got things got to make sense.
Right. For sure.
Everybody has a different. I love his concept. I said I might, look into that, but for me, mine is just a little different. I mean,
Well, tell us about yours.
for dependents, I charge them half price.
Okay.
But you don't even know what price is. No, but my price isn't high.
It's $32.99. It's $16.99.
You hear me?
$16.50.
Right. I mean, but it still comes from, I admire his business and everything that he does, everything that he offers. And then I'm coming more from a perspective where I'm just not a tax service.
Sure.
I'm financial consulting.
Right. Yeah,
So I'm teaching people about budgets and businesses, so I'm adding more. So, because I want you to understand wherever you want to go, you're going to have to pay something. So
sure.
Just getting them prepared for what our next step is.
Question for since we're on teenagers and dependents, because I honestly actually forgot. My daughter, she's 17. She just it was so cute. She got 2 W-2s. I just thought it was so cute from her little Route 21 job that she worked for about a month or two. I said, oh, that is so cute. But I mean, I'm sure because she only worked and she was making $7.25 an hour. I'm pretty sure she didn't make the whatever the limit, the minimum amount to file taxes. So can you remind us what is the minimum amount
the minimum?
to file taxes?
$5 grand or something like that.
Oh, it's like 10 or something.
The minimum amount?
You tell us.
3,500?
We wrong. We all probably wrong.
1,500?
$500.
$1.
I'm good.
0.
Whoa.
We just throwing out numbers. Don't mind us.
Right.
We anxious.
Oh wow.
We got teenagers and we anxious. Tell us.
You gonna get an IRS circular answer, or what answer we gonna give for that? The IRS
We
circular.
done killed
Get
all
the
the
gray
multiple-
area
we done
answer.
killed all the multiple choice questions.
I know. 3,500, 5,500, 0.
Well,
She was like, oh my God.
no. Wait a minute. You said, are we gonna give them the what
The
answer?
IRS circular answer.
Uh-oh.
If you made money,
If you made money, you filed. That's what the
Mm.
IRS says. It don't matter how much.
That's what the government
If you
say.
work, if you get a W-2, you are supposed to file. It doesn't matter what the amount
Really?
is.
Well, let's
You get-
rephrase it.
you get money stripping and selling reefer, you supposed to file.
What?
Whatever else
Let's
you have.
rephrase the question.
Even for the state of Indiana, they
Really?
say
Listen,
that if you
refund.
have those extracurricular activities, you are still supposed to pay your sales tax.
Refund.
Let's
So
rephrase-
what? Wait a minute.
Ganje.
Who's got the list of the percentages of? Wait, so 7%? Is it 7% on the weed?
It's still
Yeah,
yeah.
still 7%.
Look, I used to work for
Who actually writes that down? I
If a
sold
weed man
weed.
files taxes, I will cry.
No.
Oh my God.
Pharmaceuticals. You got to put it
There
in.
you
as
go.
pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceutical
So
sales.
9% on a 20 bag is what?
Good question.
Oh my God.
And
I didn't know that.
it threw me off
$2.
years ago when I worked for the
Wow.
Department of Revenue, where there was a gentleman who came in with a hat, hood, glasses, and he wanted to pay his sales tax on his marijuana sales. We had to give him a receipt. So if
Wow.
he got stopped by the police, he showed them his receipt. He is a tax-paying citizen. They would take whatever supply
Wow.
he had on him and let him go.
What?
Boy, y'all preaching out here. I don't know who listening in.
I was confused at that
I need y'all to
moment.
come see Erica Davis.
I had to call Pookie and them
Oh
and say,
my
come on,
God.
get your receipts.
Man.
Davis Financial Consultant will oblige.
So my baby on her little tube, we didn't even open it up because we were like, oh, none, you know.
She have withholding?
So she still,
If she has withholding.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. So what do you mean, like exemptions?
No, box 2.
Box 2. Okay. I remember box 2. First one is marriage, family, right? Something like that. Children. Box 2. I can't remember what box 2 is.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So
Federal
basically,
withholding.
she might get a little something back, maybe. Or she wouldn't
Depending
owe
on how much
she?
she made. As long as she has withholding.
Okay. Oh,
Students don't make a whole lot. I mean, like, unless they're in school and you might see a little something, but if you're a working student, you might not see them.
And she might be able to claim expenses for school too, right?
Was she in high school?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Book
ma'am.
bag, school pencils,
Hey,
pens.
look
No,
at
ma'am.
me.
Chalk it up. Chalk it up.
So-
So you
don't
would
your
still
mama.
be able
Close.
to carry her.
Yeah.
She would just be a
Oh, yeah.
dependent that
Mhm.
she worked.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can you? This is where now I know the answer, but can I claim her? Let's say I have another daughter. She's in college. She's worked, made more money, but she's also a dependent. You know, I guess that wherever that halfway or 50%, whatever.
Mhm.
Can I file her and she also file her taxes as well?
Correct. You can. I file you as a dependent. I file her as a dependent for free, and you gonna file her 1098.
And you gonna get her school credit.
Okay.
And pay the fee.
Wait. What fee?
No, she would get
She gets the college credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody paying to file it though, right?
Right. You're right. Notice he said you gonna file her.
Yeah. That's,
She's free, but you gonna file.
But that would be her making income with 2 dependents
Right,
with the school
right.
credit.
She can afford to do that.
So what's the max on the what's
Okay.
the max on the school credit?
What's the name? Let's see the American. Let's take the American Opportunity Credit. Let's take that one. So that's 1,000.
Okay. 1,000.
You may-
There's one that got axed, didn't it? There was something that in education that is no longer
They
given.
they changed up the hope in the lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made it the opportunity in the lifetime.
Okay.
So it's
Any talk from the IRS about raising that $250 reimbursement or whatever you want to call that for teachers? Any kind of conversation about that?
The adjustment. You gonna have to.
$250, y'all.
What you gonna have to do is marry another teacher so you get the other $250.
There you
Maybe
go.
that's 500.
Yeah, 500.
Hot dang it! That's the formula.
And then you got the Indiana credit.
No, the
That's
county.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
There's some benefits there. That's a little something. It ain't. You might get some pencils.
a couple of quarters rolled together.
Right.
So how? So
But all we're gonna do is put it right back in the classroom,
Right,
whatever else
right,
we get.
Pencils and some sharpeners.
Sorry, go ahead, Pat.
no, man, it's all good. We got 1,000 more questions. Money over here. How can a person legally not pay taxes? So let's say if they make $75,000, right? They have a couple kids. They have a tax.
Right off 75.
Yeah,
I mean, what legal? I mean, like, yeah, you know, how can they?
You write it all off.
That's the key word. Legally.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I put it in.
That's
Legally
what,
not.
that's what you said. You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down with somebody and talk about what you want to do. Yeah, that's the conversation.
Finagles and stuff.
You gonna start.
So we can't talk about that on the air. I got you.
Well, no, I mean it's okay. Do you want to say? Do you want to start a business? Or are you gonna pay into your IRA?
Right.
Or are you gonna do some whatever? There's some adjustments and
Right.
there's some things you could do to knock down your AGI.
Right.
And
Yeah.
go well. Trump made it itemizing is nothing now because most they have it's what $24,000 if you're married. Now itemizing.
Yeah.
So
For head of household,
it's the
18. For a standard,
Yeah.
it's 93.
So basically, people don't itemize anymore. Well, unless you tithing big at church and you're paying big interest on it.
That's what I
And you got a lot of
heard.
medical
If you're a big
bills.
tither.
Big, you tithing 15 racks to minister.
Yeah.
So,
But you really still need to have the income to off. Like, it's not gonna make sense if you say I done paid that much and you only made 20,000.
You know what?
Like where you live at?
Real talk. I actually, I don't know if y'all listen to Dave Ramsey, but
Yeah.
I was listening to his show one day and somebody actually called in and asked that question. Or they wrote a letter, I don't know. If they said, can I ask? They said, I guess they've been paying tithes. They had a business and didn't make any money. They want to know if they could ask for their tithes back from their pastor because they weren't fruitful that year.
Whoa.
Yes, he was
And that
like,
pastor man would give that a same look.
right. He said,
Drake.
he said,
Playoffs.
Did you pray about that?
Ties.
Look, pray on that fast and pray and see if the Lord bless
He was
you.
like, I didn't make no money. Can I make my tithes back? Because it didn't do what you said it was going to do. And he was like, is this serious? Like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
Ties. Are we talking about the ties that you put, on your button-up shirt?
No.
Or the ties you get to the church?
Wow.
What?
Drake.
Man, run up on any pastor, man, and ask any.
Man.
Hey, dog, look here, man. Look, I gave you about $8,000, dog. Okay, I'm struggling, man. Okay,
you still.
can I get a couple thousand back? That pastor be like, what?
You'll be amazed what people ask for back.
Uh-huh.
Years ago, when we had a studio over on Keystone,
Oh my God.
we had a dude come in and pay $25, and it took him 2 hours. First of all, it's per hour, but we was a little lenient on it because he was his first time trying to get something done. Okay, we got the track done. He came back 3 hours later. Hey man, I'm gonna need the 25 back. What?
Right.
Bro, you already recorded.
I can't get my 2
You want
hours,
that
my
25 back. He
pay.
threw a
I
fit
can't even
about
write
that
this off on my
25.
taxes.
Hey, dog, I need my money. Come
Man,
on,
I
man.
said, hey man,
Wow.
look, if you need it that
I need
bad,
to go buy this little sack
You
real
can
quick, dog.
Wow.
I mean, why give it if you can't give it in the first place?
Wow. But you know what? I actually, I have heard. So just in case, there are some places, some congregations that are refusing to give tithe statements.
What?
Telling their
Trying to hide their
members.
money.
Yeah. And then telling the members, oh well, the tax law has changed and it's not going to benefit you. No, sir, no, ma'am. I'm gonna need my statement, please and thank you.
That's like a non-tax business. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
making
$1
billion business.
Yeah, but it's like it's not taxed. I mean, they don't get taxed, right? So even okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Churches are not for profit. They're cracking down on giving those out, though. They're
Yeah.
starting to crack down because they doing that. They doing shifty business.
Yeah, man.
The treasurer is not being the treasurer.
Yeah.
And then I also heard like, okay, let's say if a disaster strikes, right? And I mean, I've been to churches where this happens, where they say, yo, Haiti, the hurricane hit Haiti or earthquake hit Haiti or something. And then they'll have all these offerings, right? And they say, we're going to donate all this money to Haiti. Legally, is it true that they're not, like, they're only responsible to give like 1% of whatever, that donation total is? I mean, is that true?
No.
Okay.
To hand.
I mean, that's what I heard. So if a church raises like $1 million, they're only obligated to give up like 10 grand.
No, obligated.
Or like if you do any type of charity work and you're raising money, is it true that you're only obligated to give up 1%?
How would you know what that 1% is?
Good point. That's a good point.
But it's not technically an obligation.
Okay.
Because you really don't know what you're dealing with. Because they can say it's for one thing, it's another thing, but they use it for something else. That goes back to a question of how do you tell somebody how to prepare for a tax season? I always tell people if you're making charitable donations to places, you need to have documentation yourself.
Right.
You need to, either paying a check to where it can be traced back to you. You never just, in situations like that for over a certain amount, it needs to be documented. Don't just do cash because we can't trace cash. We're not a bank. We don't have the serial numbers. And if you do, I really want to know what you do on the side.
Hey man, listen. Listen, start church, man. We ain't gonna pay no taxes, man, forever.
Hey, chill out. I got a 501.
I'm just playing.
I got a ministry.
Don't start no church for that.
I have one.
Oh.
It was inherited, so.
I know that's right.
Let's talk about financial planning. I think a lot of people get into the weeds. I mean, let's talk about the stereotypes first. Tax time, balling, right? This always comes up, and people, you have your people that say, "Hey, don't be getting online talking about, you better go buy this and buy that." You can buy what they want. I really don't care what people buy, but I want people to be smart. Yeah, I want people to be smart because there's investments you can make. If you receive a refund, this year, there's some investments that you can make. And some ways to save that could put you ahead of the game.
Yes.
And you won't be looking at waiting on the tax refund every year. You'll be watching it grow. Watching your funds grow. So people talk about how can I get 7K or 10K if I just had that is not going to generate them any income. And I'm not knocking anybody, but furniture, J's, toys, all this stuff is not going to generate anything for you.
Hang on, okay. There's a couple of moving parts in that me that I found. If to get that 8, 9, 10,000 and hit those magic numbers with the 3 kids, you was living hard the year before.
Yeah.
So you playing catch up.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, as much as you say that sounds, hey, I'm gonna get a business.
That is true.
You owe back 3 months. The car broke down in November.
Okay.
So it's a cycle. This is a cycle.
Right.
This is where that social commentary we start talking. And so what started off as maybe you holding 10 stacks to start a business might be 3 or 4.
Well, you really don't need a whole 10. You can put 3 to get it going. Maybe less than that.
But I hear what you're saying. Like to somebody who's playing catch up, and then am I gonna? Okay, I needed this $4 for that car. I got this other 3 left. Am I really going to blow my whole 3? Meaning I have nothing at this point put a whole 3 into a risk
No, you get-
versus put it up for a rainy day because something else is going to happen. Seeing that I'm only making 18 grand a year, and the likelihood of this other car I just bought
You're
breaking
giving it
down.
to Trey Various to hold, so he
You
can
know
get
what
old.
Trey Various.
You know what?
I heard 2 names in that.
Trey Berry.
This is how we sometimes do it.
Trey Berry and then us.
Of all the names, he said Trey Various.
But in all
This
honesty,
is a real life situation, I
It-
think.
it actually goes beyond starting at
Oh,
tax
my God.
time
Yeah.
because everybody looks at tax time. But what did you do during the year? Okay, you made $18,000, but your budget is off of $18,000.
Yes.
You should only be living off of half
That's a
of your
good
income anyway.
Right.
So if you're living off of half of your income and then the other half you're trying to save, then when it comes tax time, then you're not behind the 8 ball. But
I mean that sounds good, but you can't. One person can't exist on 25,000. I mean, people make it shake. Hey, oh boy.
people who make that kind of money and they're walking around in Jordans, the women are carrying Michael Kors purses with their $200 braids, with their nails done, going to get their feet done. Their kids is in the newest. I'm not knocking nobody and what they want to do. None. You know, and I'm not knocking how people want to live. I want you to live the way that you want to. But don't come to me talking about I can't live off of this, because I remember when I lived off of it. It's the mindset of the people that we have to really try to speak to. And if you just want to get your tax money and blow it, then blow it. But when the government shut down and you waiting on your food stamps and they didn't cut them out, and you waiting on tax money to come and they ain't filing your stuff till February 15th, then you got to get a loan, and now we got to pay it back with interest. So you still broke.
Right.
You know, they gave the February stamps early.
You hear me? So come February, they're gonna be using their tax money to buy food because they don't have stamps.
They're 4 for 1
now. What's 4 for 1?
Oh, you ain't been caught. You've never been caught in the aisle at the
Ebony
grocery
make too much money now to understand the language.
Yeah.
What?
With the food stamps.
4 for 1.
Oh, I got you. I know
4 for 1.
Top ramen, boy. No, 10. Hey, look, that's
4
10
for 1.
The dude hit me in front of the cashier. I had to look around like, what are you talking about?
Right.
No one hit me in the aisle.
Hey, I got these stamps for you.
Oh,
it was people at grocery stores yesterday standing waiting. Hey, you need some stamps? I got them for you.
Wow. Right.
That's where I need to go.
I still shop in the hood.
Hey, all
Hey,
this,
bro,
all
I
that.
got 200, 400 right
Sleep on
now.
out.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna pass that up. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes.
Nobody, man.
That's why the food
And my
stamp
mom got on
business
me,
is
man,
still
about that.
big in the hood. Because ain't nobody gonna pass up $400
Man, and,
for the food.
and all you gotta pay is $200. Hey, bring it on. Hey, bring it on.
That's why they opened the government, because I mean they gotta give these refunds out with the way everything's going. They be riding and killing in the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
So my question is now it's tax time. They're processing taxes. What are you gonna do with your refund?
Oh, that's a great question.
You see where we're, the kind of economy that we're living in, the possibilities of the government could be shut down again. So what are you gonna do?
Is it still shut down or no?
No, the government is back open
3 weeks.
for 3 weeks.
Yeah, on the 15th, it goes down.
Yeah, that's a whole nother question.
Yeah.
So
if they don't meet his demands by the 15th, he's shutting us back down.
You think about it, people getting their money by the 15th and they're shut down. That's what they opened up for in the first place. I believe.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy for somebody to be like, I know y'all worked for a month. Let's just imagine somebody saying this to you. I know you worked for me for a month.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't pay you. So I'm going to pay you everything I owe you, but I need you to work for 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
And I might not pay you again.
Yeah.
So what you got?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
You hear me? They just need to put a long fur coat and some glass fish shoes on him.
And everything.
So people should file by the 15th?
No. We're talking about the workers. The workers that were, like, they were told they were going to get paid for back pay for all the time that they worked. But then they got to keep working up until the 15th. It might get shut down again, and they might not get paid.
Yeah.
So, it's like a cycle. Like right now, like he's playing with people's money and hearts.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you damn near like, okay, when I get that one big lump sum, I'm going to go find me another job.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I got to worry about the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And these people that's been working in these service departments for years that are having to, make these decisions, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
So this is all the more reason why these kind of shows where we talk about, we joke a lot, but because it's real life stuff. But at the end of the day, trying to figure out what you can do when if you get a refund.
Yes.
What you can do, and people don't be afraid to spend. Just make sure that when you're spending, it's something that can be put on, like on your taxes or whatever.
Yeah.
That you can show, that you can show that you've been pumping this into the economy. You're gonna have people that they live in $18,000 a year, and maybe less than that. That's hard to live off of. I'm just gonna say that right there. To me, my investment. This is if I made 18 grand a year, and if I got a refund, I'm investing that in my education, because I'm going to try and put. Well, I am. I'm going to try and put that in something that's either going to give me a certificate that I can, like a LPN, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to invest that in some kind of form of education. It ain't got to be college, but something to advance my ability where I can get a better job.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's more important to me at that point. You know what I mean? That's just me.
It's some off the table stuff happening. A woman just, she got assets you don't.
That's true.
Okay, I'm just like that.
I missed that.
I'm gonna set it there and move it along.
I missed it.
What assets?
I missed it.
We have
Ebony. Assets.
What about it?
That's what women.
Oh, you said women have assets.
Man, you so precious.
We don't. To file taxes?
Oh God!
You might want to ask him. He
God
put
bless
up
her.
the can. I don't want to.
No, you can't file on that. That's a Schedule C.
That is a Schedule C.
It is a dance.
You can dance in
Let
your
me
assets.
No. Let me break it down. There's mileage. There's a DJ tip out. There's your check-in fee.
Wait. Explain the DJ tip out.
You know, Nike. You know the
logic.
DJ.
Okay, so we go in there, outfits.
Okay.
Shoes.
Hair.
Man.
That's a business.
Yes.
Indeed.
That's a sole proprietorship.
Oh, yeah, she's a sole proprietorship.
You can have an LLC behind that one.
Wow.
So do y'all...
Black Diamonds LLC or what? Baby Doll LLC.
Yeah. I gets down.
Right.
Is
LLC Incorporated?
Is LLC like
Tina,
the best
LLC.
business structure?
Depends on what you want. You got some. You got a group of guys you trust. You might want to might do a partnership.
Yeah.
I think for certain industries, there's a better setup. Like when you get started. But that again is a conversation. Like if you came and
Another time.
well, you just roll. I mean, I have some opinions. Opinions like, but
we want opinions.
A lot of cats do what I call the hood corporations, where they have houses in their mama name instead of putting it in a corporate name.
Sure.
Working that way, they do it hood style. My house, I got a house I paid for, and title to the baby mama, and house title to the mother, but they really running it and paying the bills. There's some things you do. You'll find if you do a lot of things real in the right way, they're set up for you to win.
More benefits.
And it's set up for this country is set up for consumerism.
Yeah.
And it's set up for having, if you have things, you can learn how to win and work it over to your benefit. So if you have things and have assets, you work it to your benefit. So you lessen the tax burden. Like houses. Houses don't always appreciate. When you buy, you've always heard that you buy a house and you sell it. Well, you can depreciate it for business purposes.
Right, because you use
it. And so it has that works to your advantage on a tax return. You use it as a loss. Cars you depreciate, things like that. But it's about having, when you have these assets, you can work them around and money and move things,
Sure.
and you make it shake.
Sure. All of this comes into play. Financial planning, taxes, credit reports, credit reporting. All this stuff. And living in America, at the end of the day, when you get involved in it and start getting knowledgeable about it, it's for you. Like it works for you. And our problem is, and a lot of times in some of our communities, is that we're just not knowledgeable about how to get there.
Yeah.
We fear it.
Yeah,
Well,
they fear it. Yeah, a lot of people will say, man, I don't need no credit cards. I got cash under my bed. It's like, you don't got a bank account? Nah. What I need a bank account for? Now, some people are against that. That's okay, the sovereign mindset. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to run a business, you don't need a bank account.
Verifiable income.
You don't need verifiable income.
Verifiable
you try to
credit.
get a business loan. You know what I mean? Like, the more you try to get into wanting to take advantage of the resources that are here, the more you're going to have to get involved with things that you're not familiar with.
Right.
Like credit and financial planning and business and stuff.
There's so many people out here that are creditable and reliable that you can learn that information from. So just have for free. Yeah. I mean, we just did a men's conference last year, and all that information was free. Yeah. And I learned so much. Yeah, I have a business. Yes, I have assets. But then it's like, okay, have you created a trust?
Right.
So can the government touch your assets? If your business fails, now your assets, it's like, I need a trust? How do that? So there is information that is out there for free, and people are willing to educate you on how to do that. So
and a lot of times that's why people who have been knowing that for years frown upon people who don't know it.
Yes.
Because they're like, you can go do it too.
Yes.
But really, it's just us knowing how to do that and where we go, which is why the shows like this are important.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get people to understand that you can do this too. You don't have to keep going in the same cycle that you've been going in every year, which is to wait on the tax refund. Now that's going to assist you definitely if you didn't make much and you got kids and you're trying to get to the next level. You're definitely going to get a refund and some assistance.
Right.
But for the people who are trying to be entrepreneurs who don't have any kids, or even those people who have successful businesses, you're going to see a huge difference in mindset.
Yes.
The people who are actually going after business shit. Everybody's not a business person. I don't want to put that burden on anybody.
Right.
There's some people that just like working and going home and taking care of family. That's fine. But if you're looking to get ahead in America, in this capitalistic system, you're going to have to get into the business game. You're going to have to get into the investment game. You're going to have to get into understanding how to utilize your taxes to work for you. And that's not even always a refund. If you have a business, you can't expect a refund. You got to figure out how to show them the profits that you made, what you did with them.
Yes.
You make $1 million, you better show that at least half of that I spent on the business.
Yes.
Because you're going to get taxed for it. So, there's just things like that.
Well, you don't put a dollar amount. Just make sure it all went to, because it all went to something useful.
Right.
They always say the rich don't pay taxes. It's because the rich control their money through corporations.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
God paid himself $10,000. But he controls $1 billion corporations. He doesn't have to buy himself. Corporation buys it.
Yes.
Right.
The house is behind the trust. He owns it.
Bezos pays himself $70,000.
Who does?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh yeah.
His salary is $70,000 or something like that.
But the company itself,
his W-2 pays him $70,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. But the company pays for his living expenses, his car expenses. Everything is paid for by the business.
Yep. And that's the difference between incorporated or LLC and a sole proprietorship.
Yes.
Sole proprietorship, if you get sued, it's on you. You got to pay them back. Or incorporation or LLC is that you can fold that business, bankruptcy. I'm done with it. It didn't work. Let me go start something else.
As long as you put all your assets under a trust.
As long as you put all your assets under a trust.
Yes.
So rich people got it figured out, and
That's why they're rich.
not everybody,
Some.
but most people who have been in the game for a long time and who know how to move in that sector.
They have somebody
That's how they
to
do it.
advise them.
Yeah.
You know.
And not being afraid. I think in a lot of our communities, we fear was taught to us,
Yeah.
and so we're afraid that we're gonna go to jail.
Mhm.
That don't make
Such
sense.
a good point.
Yeah.
Look, that don't make sense. Oh no, they lying.
Go to
It's
go to jail for what?
right. My point exactly. But
okay.
but
All
that's
right.
what they're afraid of what they don't know. So
They're also afraid to be rich because they've been told, oh man, you know,
you're not supposed to have.
Yep.
They ain't afraid to claim their nephew that they didn't take care of.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But that's only for an extra $250 that they putting in their pocket. We
Yeah.
talking about thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Talking about like legacy. Though.
Legacy, generational wealth.
Yeah.
They're scared
That's the
of it.
point I'm in.
Yeah.
They ain't scared of getting the rules like that.
Yeah. We just have to understand how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you said it earlier, is that sometimes doing it the right way will be more beneficial than trying to do it the other way, because you end up trying to come in on the back end and get burned, or causing red flags with the government, and with technology today.
Yeah.
It's easier for them to start tracking, the stuff that's going on.
Yes.
Technology. It's not like you left the U.S. You here.
Right.
We'll catch you.
Right. But the advancements in technology are making it harder. For people to do the trickery. Like they've caught up with the women who were, I think it was in Atlanta, where they had like somehow used dead people's social security numbers to file taxes and accrued like $1 million or something.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How they pull that off?
They have been doing that for a couple of years.
People have been doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
That's just like the second chance numbers. I know some people might get offended, but this is the gray area, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
Go for it.
But the second chance numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go giving $200 and $500 to somebody who's telling you that can give you a social security number. You can start all over again.
Right.
Because most likely they're giving you a dead person's or a child who is not of the age of 18, and they can create a credit file for it. So
That's crazy.
the legal way to do a second chance number is there has to be a form that is filed with the Social Security office, and the Social Security office has to know that that Social Security number exists.
Right.
If you don't have that piece of paper, it's illegal.
There you go.
And you wasn't scared to go to jail, but you go to jail.
Right.
I'm telling you.
We're gonna go today.
And your tax refund ain't came yet, so we can't bond you out
Mm.
because you ain't saved up because
Come
you
on.
didn't have a budget. So you
There
was
it
check
is.
to check, and you ain't got no money saved up.
There it is.
A lot of that refund bond out. No, we getting 2 years. You gonna make bail.
Yeah.
Not with my tax refund. We not.
And being in the tax game right now with everything that's going on with the government shutdown, is it better to file online or electronically or to send your stuff in?
No, you file it. Whoa. Let me address that.
Yeah, please, because I know people that like they're traditionalists. They've been sending it.
They don't want you to send in anymore. You got to fill it. There's a form that goes up that they're going to ask you why are you mailing this old school.
Yeah.
So they want you to e-file now,
Mm-hmm.
and because that the Irish just actually modernized and modernized e-filing system
Right.
not too long ago here.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to e-file. They don't want you to mail it in.
Mm-hmm.
And the IRS is short-staffed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
So sending anything in is going to be delayed. They said they're behind on 1 million things that people sent in already.
Yes.
Wow.
So filing electronically is your best bet.
Yes.
Mhm.
Unless just for some odd reason you cannot
Right.
electronically file, which are
You got certain forms won't let you file
Yeah.
electronically. So like if you
You
have,
have to send it in.
let's talk about we'll get to the exception on pay stubs real quick.
Okay.
Some companies fold. You get you don't get the W-2 from them.
Mm.
There's a form, there's a wage form you can send in, but you gotta wait some time after like okay, you get your W-2 to 1099.
Yeah.
3 days from now when it's supposed to release.
Right.
You gotta wait some time after that, and you'll determine, hey, the company folded. They're not gonna send me a W-2. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
Not only they're not gonna send you a W-2, they didn't post their W-3s or they didn't do any of their work.
Wow, they just shut up
They
shop and
shut
was done
up
with everything.
and died.
Mm.
Wow.
And so you got to prove that you work. So
Yeah.
you got to send you send that with forms, and then you maybe have to mail it in old school.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when you.
How do they match up the numbers though? How do you know what numbers to put on there?
You're gonna.
If you don't get a W-2.
They're gonna have not. Hopefully, they might have 941s.
Okay.
Then they can look and say, "Oh, this company paid this." But
Right.
Forms.
That's why I said this ain't something. If this ain't something you went to school for and you don't know,
941, 942.
you can miss out.
942A.
A, B, C, D, E, and F.
And so, well, you know, but
That's a skill. Though.
after because companies die all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm
They
saying
die owing people.
based on what you just said, you get 518.
You got to have some way of reprieve, so that's allowed. There's an allowance for that. You see,
That's
the form
awesome. See, I knew nothing. I never knew anything
You can
about
file
that.
two of them. 518
That if a
and
company,
912.
if a company
What
folds
you talking about?
and they don't send out a W-2, and you have nothing to show that you worked, you can fill out what's the form?
Well, you're gonna have hopefully you kept your stubs,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and you
got
see the stubs, and it's I just don't know I don't know
What's the number?
no, I don't know the number.
What
It's the wage and benefit.
I bet you
Man,
right.
I feel
You
like
played
I
the
live back
lottery
out in
based
LA.
on his,
I feel like I live back
based
out
on
in
his-
LA. On the highways, man, in LA, it's like 710 to 10 to 5. I mean, all these
4 or
tax
5.
numbers. Yeah, see, 4 or 5.
Well,
You played the lottery based on his tax form.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a
Wow.
720 today.
No, but you can recoup with that.
Hey,
Okay.
But what they don't want you, well, the other part, they don't want you e-filing on the stub, especially e-filing on the stub. Boy.
Mm.
You found on the stub because it's probably incorrect.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then you just hit a button, they gotta go, it goes through their automatic process.
Right.
And then it raises that flag, and then it shoots it to somebody who probably ain't there right now.
Mm.
And then
Wow.
I can
it's
see
gonna
that.
take longer
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that
If it's off.
if it's off.
if it's off. Be off by $1.
No, then that's a miskey.
Yeah.
Just a miss.
So since that makes sense as far as them being behind or being short staffed, because my whole IRS, and I'm just gonna be transparent, my whole refund got taken last year for unclaimed income. It was me and all my cohorts from a class or from a degree program like 3 years back.
Mm-hmm.
All of us got hit, and they were like, "Did you get that letter? Did you get that letter?" And then they literally were sending letters in 2018 for something from 2015, and most of us kind of, I guess, we just didn't catch it or didn't catch it in time.
That sound like the
But-
state. That don't sound like the
No,
federal.
it was federal and state. They took my federal and my state.
Well, did y'all get a grant or something, or some?
We
kind
got a
of
grant. We
government-
got through
Was it a teacher's
AmeriCorps.
grant?
Through AmeriCorps.
Oh.
So I was a AmeriCorps
Yes.
recipient, but
They told me that they told us basically
So
that.
what happened?
And well, they said it was undocumented income or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So we were like, because she was telling me, I'm like, who is this? This is fraud. I was thinking it was fraud, or whatever the case may be. And I was supposed to get almost $3,000 back because it was like after a tax show, and I was like, oh, I should have been doing this, and that. And so, I was feeling pretty good about myself. Nope, they took, because my actual amount owed was almost $3,000. They took basically, and I was grateful though that I didn't have to pay out of pocket, although actually now I owe the state because they took my federal and my state, sent me my state back, what was left, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'm cool. And then the state was like, no, you owe us because we gave you some money that you thought was yours, but it's not. So anyway, it was unclaimed income through AmeriCorps. So I went on their website, and in fine print, it said anything over $600, any grant should be counted as income.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the state.
So it took them for
I
a
only got
couple of years, but they caught up. And,
Yeah.
I was okay because I documented mine as income, but I used it to pay off a student loan because mine was for an educational grant anyway.
Yeah, see, they didn't. I mean, they.
You see how she just worked the system like that, though?
Man.
But this is what I went to school for.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I went to school for.
Give a round of applause on that.
I know, right? Flipped it on them.
Yeah.
Dang.
You want to pay the state. They are aggressive in their collection efforts.
Very.
They will send somebody to come arrest you
Yeah.
for that money.
They put a lien on everything.
They will.
Everything.
So, what makes what if you owe the government, like can y'all name some things that they will take your taxes for that you like?
Yeah, let me give you an offset.
We already know child support.
I was getting ready to say the offset number is
1-800-307-4307, something like that. 304.
800-304. Yeah.
307.
What's the offset?
800-304-3107.
You need to call that offset.
Oh, that's the number I called
Okay.
when
I
held the
encourage
tax. Okay.
Now
any and everybody to call.
Okay.
What
Because
they
you don't know.
what they won't give you is if you owe the IRS.
Yes.
Oh, so you owe anything in the state?
Yeah, they'll tell
An
you.
offset.
State, consumer,
But if it's
student
federal,
loans.
You won't know.
If you actually owe the government, you actually owe taxes, they won't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what they do, they'll tell you child support, give you the phone number.
Mhm.
Student loans, give you the phone number.
Yeah.
And then when the state also, when you go on there, where's my refund site? If they took it, they'll tell you who took it. Like
Okay.
it's judicial check. That's the
Okay.
jail.
Wow.
So
What is it for
Ivy Tech?
Department of Transportation? If you have unpaid tickets, they will take your state taxes.
Yeah, they
Wow.
take tickets for that.
Yeah, mine said something. I can't remember what it said. It was just some weird. Did it say offset?
And then states can offset your federal refund too if they want to come after.
Yeah.
I think mine did
They
say
want to
offset or
capitalize that.
something on mine.
Wow.
When I did the where's my refund?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the world does this mean?
There has been an offset.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I always encourage people to call because even when you don't think so, and last year there were a lot of schools, IUPUI, Vincennes, they were snatching up people's state checks last year for talking about room and board fees from like 5-6 years ago.
Wow.
It's like, wait, whoa, where you just come from? But had people call. I'm like, oh no,
And that
nobody.
puts you guys behind too, right?
Yeah, well, I check the offset so I don't get robbed.
There you go.
So I actually won't do your return, and this goes into another. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's the gray area.
It's the gray area. Let's talk about it.
So-
Somebody asked for the offset number too. If we could find it.
It's 1-800-304-3107.
A lot of times it's the man that owes child support because he's not the custodial parent.
Mhm.
So I can almost profile.
You post that phone number?
Right.
What say it was?
It's bad.
Wow.
Okay.
So basically, people are claiming kids as custodial when they're non-custodial.
No.
You saying?
We're talking
What's
about
the
the
number
offset. They're offset.
Oh, they're offset.
The refunds are offset to the old child.
1-800-304.
Got you.
So
3107.
and it's usually the man
Right.
because he's not the custodial parent.
I got you.
So he doesn't have the kids, so he's got to pay child support to the
Right.
girl. So he'll come in. I ain't filed in 10 years, and
Oh wow.
because I owe child support. He let
Right.
Uncle Sam hold his money because he didn't want his girl to get it.
Yeah.
That's backwards.
That's bum. That is bum. If you
Wow.
owe foul, get them babies that money.
The thing is, it's gonna catch up with you.
It is.
And they're gonna get it some kind of way.
Yeah.
It's gonna catch you in a time where you don't want to catch it. It catch you when you get to the next woman and she straight. That's
Right.
usually what happens.
Or when you get married and
And
y'all
then-
in this together.
And y'all done filed
and then
taxes together.
Oh,
And now she got to go back and file injure spouse
right.
because they done took her money too.
Wow. Can you say that again for the people that just hit him for the first time?
In your
Is your
spouse.
spouse.
You are married
Yes.
to somebody and they owe something to the government or taxes or child support and you get an offset because of them. You need to do what?
You are responsibly, jointly, and severally for that tax debt.
Wow.
And then you need to file injured. Like she said, injured spouse.
Is there a limitation on how many? Can I go back and do that from like 5 years, 6 years ago? Injured spouse.
No, man.
So when you file
Unfortunately,
each
that's
year,
what it
you
means.
better make
It's
sure
exactly.
everything is correct that year.
$1,800.
Ooh.
What do you mean? What?
No, like, okay, let's say if I file, right, and then 2 years later, I'm like, you know what, man, I could have got more back then. I mean, could
You can amend if you
Gotcha,
think
yeah.
you can amend if you think so. Like you left off a kid.
Mhm.
That doesn't happen a lot, but some people they don't think they. A lot of people think they couldn't file their third kid to get EIC.
Mhm.
So you had some people. You had people actually leaving off kids, or they,
Purposely,
God-
because they think the limit is 2.
Yeah.
God forbid they sold their kid to their aunt, things like that, and then they go back and say, well, hold on, that's my child, and the aunt didn't claim it. Let me have this kid. Let me amend it, get this money. Yay.
Right. Wow.
But if you feel that you were operating a business, not a hobby, and you forgot something, you better have documentation because you're gonna have to send it in.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, and I just did that for somebody because they just, sometimes we got. Never mind. I amended it.
Come on,
And
man.
I amended it and cut it in half. I cut her expense in half because this guy left off her mileage. He left off.
Wow.
Matter of fact, he's esthetologist in this
complex.
In this complex. And the guy that did a return is down like 2 rows over, two doors over.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
And so he left off everything. And
he was just trying to get to the check.
And he offered. He said I could do it for. And that's there's two. He said I could do it. I could do it for $40.
And you got $40 worth.
Oh, that's the first thing. All money's not good money. Secondly, if somebody offers to do your taxes, say no.
Really?
Why would they?
That sounds pretty.
That
sounds
Hey,
logical.
Erica.
Yeah, makes sense.
I can get you a lot of money back if you just let me do it. You be like, how much? How much you paid him?
Now good.
I can do it for half.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get half the work. But again, it goes back to people not knowing. If you don't know anything about taxes, and because you have to be able to vouch for yourself.
Yeah.
So people that are referred to me, they come and they start asking questions. I need to be able to answer them questions. Not no we can't no, because then you should be really skeptical of me. Don't take it because I got your girl back 11,000 with 3 kids that I'm gonna be able to get you the same thing because you didn't make what she made.
Yeah.
You don't do what she do.
Right.
So every situation is different,
Yeah.
but I will make sure I do what I'm supposed to do because I ain't going to jail for no taxes.
Tax preparers have a number that they have to get from the government. It's put on the taxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to do that every year to make sure that it doesn't expire.
Yes.
It's a P10.
P10.
But I have also.
Let's go again.
I'm an enrolled agent, so I also have a treasury.
It's not numbers. Yeah. It's PTIN.
And
a prepared tax identification number.
Since I'm an owner operator,
sure.
I have what you call an EFIN also.
Okay.
As well as my EIN corporation.
What's the EFIN?
What is that EFIN?
EFIN is an electronic filing identification number.
Okay.
That I have to have.
Okay.
In each store to actually send tax returns.
Gotcha.
Which have to have my name on them.
Right.
And yada 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 from.
Sure.
When I get in bed with the banks and to offer RALs and to do bank products and things of that nature, you have to be you have to have all your ducks in order.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they have requirements.
Yes, they do.
That you need to have certain things in order to work for them.
And so I get either by the bank, the feds, or Indiana. I get audited by somebody once a year.
Sure. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm here, so I'm good.
I'm good. I know that's right.
So
yeah, that's important to know
for
people who want to get into that type of business.
Yeah, and you're and a lot of that when people say, "Oh, that tax they have to pay so much," it's the overhead for having to be liable for everybody and everything. And it's like I was telling a lot of the bigger chains, you're paying for a lot of their overhead, you're paying for their liability, you're paying for theft. You'll go into somewhere else. I don't want to say that. You go into somewhere else where you got a worker. You owe. You're gonna owe. Say you owe.
Okay.
So they're not gonna file. So she says to you, well, let's go. Come on over to the house. I'll do it for you $40. So she just diverted the client.
Right.
So you get in these big situations, you get client diversion. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
And so the taxpayer ends up paying for that, and as well as anything else they might want to tack on, audit insurance, audit this, audit that. So there's a lot of overhead. So when him and haw about price, that's real, and it's a lot of this can be justified.
Right.
But in some of these places, like, okay, well, I can talk about instant tax because they tried to kill that, man. They tried to kill them.
With the early stuff.
No. They they were doing a disservice to the hood. They were doing a disservice to a lot of people because a lot of the setups. They were charging $900.
Whoa.
$900, $700, $800, $900 for a return.
Wow. Yeah. And you can imagine with somebody getting 3,000, 4,000, 900 ain't nothing because they just taking off the top.
And you had some overnight millionaires.
Wow.
And some of them still it took instant tax was like a disease because it made like the common folk would, like this real professionals doing work.
Right.
And it made
everybody look bad.
Yeah. Man. But when it gets to that, when it gets to those prices, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to get to.
What when you see those numbers, what is that generally saying about the person? If you have to charge somebody $900, what does that look like from a tax day? Just example.
Okay.
Business, whatever.
Wow.
I mean, what does that look like?
They got 900. They're a low level court.
Okay.
low level court.
Right.
If you're paying $900 for like a 1040 with EIC on it, some additional child tax credit, you can get screwed.
Get screwed.
Yeah.
Real bad.
I hope y'all hear that. If you just been working and you got a couple kids and they charging you $1,000.
Well, see, a lot of times the client themselves are complicit. Okay, well, yeah, put that Schedule C on there. Don't worry about it. I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
And you do that, we good.
Wow.
But
I'm encouraging it too.
Yeah, yeah. See, at the end of the day, a lot of times when you have Keisha in the basement doing your return,
Keisha.
I really like this Keisha in the basement.
And what was that other name? The dude that was holding the money?
Travarius.
He's out there.
Somebody out there got a child named Travarius. Yeah,
so little Montavious.
He started talking about mid-November.
Yeah.
Getting booed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let me hold something.
Not Travarius. Travarius.
Okay.
So a lot of times, it's self-prepared. Keisha's name ain't on it. She just hit the button because she knew how to read the boxes and answer the questions. And that's another thing. A lot of you'd be surprised. A lot of people can't read and write.
Doing taxes.
Or
No. What they're getting their taxes done? Because see, here's the thing. You're gonna ask yourself, hey, why would I go to a brick and mortar tax office to get my taxes done? One is it's accountability. Somebody's there that's got skin in the game. I got plenty of skin in the game here. So I'm gonna do it right, and I'm gonna do right by you. And also, I'm not gonna set you up for failure because I got so many guidelines because I eat off this. And it goes to because people always want to say they want to go downstairs in the basement and pay $150. Yeah. Good luck with that. There's a lot of people. There's good people on the planet.
Sure.
But this becomes a hustle to them cats. And that's they're to be avoided. And I just leave it at that.
Right. And I mean, it's hard to get in that system. And, you got to wait for somebody to get paid, and then they got to pay you back. Or are they using your system where you put them through this e-file, and then they get the money off the top?
Look, okay. Here's the third. Okay, here's the rule. If I put your money in my bank account directly, I'll go. That's against the law. TIG will be knocking at my door.
Okay.
I have to use a third party,
Okay.
a bank, which separates the funds, gives me my money out of your refund, gives you your money out of your refund. But the point of having a third party, that's one of the reasons you ask. How you ask, are you legit? What bank do you use?
Right.
And then if they're on the up and up, they've got a bank.
Yeah.
A Santa Barbara bank.
Santa Barbara, Refundo, Santa Barbara, Refunds Advantage, Republic, something.
Yeah.
And so you kind of know then and there to a degree that they're at least on up and up right now. Man, what happens in 3 months if they get snatched and audited? You don't know.
Right.
But I can't just take your money and put it in my account. And I have to put it in somebody else's hands and have them divvy it up, give it to you.
Sure. That makes sense. Emily, you have a question?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, you got any questions?
No.
Yeah, but
Listen, y'all covered everything.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all covered everything that I needed to know.
Right. Is there anything that y'all would like to share with viewers in regards to your business, your name, and where they can find you?
Okay, of course, I'm a Assistant Inc. You can hit me. You can do a search on Facebook, ASISTA, and I should come up. There's 2 locations, one on 2435 North Sherman Drive in the Brightwood Plaza, and then there's one in 3802 North Illinois in the Concord building.
Okay.
And I'm right around the corner from, I think it's Cheatham and Moore, and then the pawn shop. That's where the west location is.
Okay.
So how many locations is that total?
2.
Okay.
And
Franchise.
If you could have somebody put that in the comments section, we're gonna have people watch this later that may want to know that information. We had a viewer that had a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, can you read that?
Oh, which one?
If you haven't found in a couple of years.
Oh, it's right here. He said if.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
If you have not filed in a couple of.
No, I'm just saying I don't have it.
If you have not filed in a couple of years, right, and have lost some of the W-2s from previous employers that you no longer have contact with, how do you obtain that information to file?
Well,
That's an excellent question.
You can, and I don't have this number memorized, but you can call my number. I can file I filed previous years. The IRS can go 10 back on you and get paid. You can only go 3 back on them. You can go to the IRS and get what you call income transcripts.
Okay.
You can't accurately do the states with the income transcript because it doesn't have state numbers. So that's why you really need to get as many W-2s as you can. But they can go back with the income transcripts. They can go all the way back as far as your work history. They go as far back as they want to go. And then you come to me and I file them just as I would file them any other time. We work out. That's something that's like lawyer work. That's almost like lawyer hustle, because you might. I got 5 years because of child support. I ain't filed. Okay, bro. Let me do. If you got 500 cash, I do them all. Whereas opposed to if you didn't, let's do installments one at a time. 150.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Each one of those will work.
Say again.
Each one of those will work.
Hey, however, whatever you got. I mean, like I said, if I say, okay, you need, excuse me, you may not have all the money to file each one. So I mean, okay, we can do 150. Let's do one a month.
Yeah.
But if you have 500, I knock them all out in a week.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I actually have the phone number for transcripts.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Can you post that?
I do have.
Okay, sweet.
So it's 1-800
IRS transcript.
Yep. IRS income transcripts. You can call 1-800-908-9946. Or you can print off. We have another form, a 4506T. You can actually print that off. You can mail it in.
Check the appropriate boxes.
Hey, and their address is 8507 Queens Boulevard.
So yeah, that's the phone number, and it's a form 4506 T as in Tom. If you want to print it off and you can mail it in.
T is in taxes.
T is in taxes.
Awesome. If
T
y'all,
is in top
we are
notch.
about ready to wrap up. So if y'all got any questions, you better throw them out there now.
Yeah, please post them.
Because we're getting ready to wrap this up. This has been a great show.
Absolutely.
Lots of good information, about what's going on with the tax season. We try to do this every year. This year we had some phenomenal people that came and gave us their time, totally voluntary. So we appreciate you guys
appreciate y'all
for taking time out your night.
And it's about to be popsicles when they leave
Yeah.
It's all right.
We apologize. And for those in the back, make sure you get a bowl of hot water and throw it out the window and watch it turn into powder.
What?
What?
Y'all don't know about that?
I'll turn it to
Oh man, y'all missing out. Okay, so let me tell y'all real quick. Let me tell everybody that's listening in right now. Okay, if you haven't done this, when the degrees get down to negative or 2 degrees, 3 degrees, -1, -2, -3, you can get a bowl of water. You can go outside, and you can throw the bowl of water in the air, and it'll turn into powder.
Just don't throw the bowl.
Don't throw the bowl.
Right.
Some people might throw the bowl because they don't want no water on it.
What's the negative?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, what does it have to be negative?
Doesn't evaporate.
First of all, water can't turn into powder. Water's a liquid.
Yes, it can. It turns into like a snow, like
Crystals.
a snowy crystal.
So it's still water.
Okay, if we want to get scientific,
Gotcha.
it's the
It
crystals.
ain't gonna turn
okay?
to no
Hey,
damn
no.
crystal.
I call it powder because it look like baby
In the
powder
air,
when you throw it out.
So I throw it in the air and then
Yes,
it's
yes.
gonna turn to sunshine.
Yes,
Hey, y'all missed that movie. See?
they call him the snowman.
Wow.
Y'all missed
No, it's not that kind of snow, y'all. Let's get it together. But no, seriously, yeah. See, Nate Holmes, he said it turns into snow. So
Nate, go to
try
bed,
it. Try it. It doesn't get this low in the degrees
it. It
that
turns
many
into
times.
snow.
So
Y'all gonna
I
have me
encourage
go outside and
everybody.
try it too.
If you in the Midwest right now, you might see some magic. So take your
Hey, go
kids
to
out
bed, Nate.
Take your
Talk
kids
about
out
man,
there.
you did it last year, man.
Don't
Go
take
to
them
bed.
kids out
Take your
there.
kids out there and have an experience.
Just neglect.
Or they can watch from the window, whatever.
There you go.
Anyways,
Wow.
but this has been a great show. Talked about a lot of good things, tax returns, maximizing your refund. We didn't get to really go into.
And Ebony had a great attitude tonight, man. So round of applause for Ebony's attitude tonight.
Look, can I still get my plug?
Go
Yes, you
ahead.
can.
Plug on.
Go ahead, give your plug.
Erica Davis, financial consulting, not only doing taxes, but also jogging your minds for your budgets, your financial plannings. What are you going to do with your tax money? And then getting yourself together for the year. If you are interested in starting a business, how to do that, business credit, personal credit, partnered up doing credit repair and other things, as well as partner with Willie Dynamite doing wealth coaching. So, Willie's been here several times. So
Shout out to Willie Dynamite.
if you want to know what to do with your refund money and you're ready to make some investments, we got a wealth coach on deck for you.
Absolutely.
So
And a credit coach.
and a credit coach.
His name is Willie Dynamite.
Willie Dynamite.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
No, that's not real.
You don't know who Willie Dynamite is?
No, he sound like
man.
he coached something else, not wealth.
Turn around, back it up. Drop.
Willie is a fashionable brother.
He is. Willie is a master of fashion and finance, buying housing,
Real estate.
investing, real estate.
Everything.
Yes, he's the man.
He is dynamite.
Dynamite. That he is.
I'll take your word for it.
Another quick question. Forgive me if I say your name wrong. Maya Yisrael says,
Israel, yeah.
maybe off subject. Is anyone familiar with filing a 1099-C?
Cancellation of debt.
Cancellation of debt.
Okay. Did she get a credit card that she didn't pay, and they settled with her, and then whatever she didn't pay, did they send the 1099-C, and they're gonna charge it as income?
Oh, that's what's happening. Okay. Can you say that closer to the mic?
Okay.
Here.
1099-C. A lot of times you get a 1099-C cancellation of debt. Let's say a credit card. Say you owe $3,000 on a credit card. You decide to settle at $1,500. And they send the other $1,500 as income, maybe. And it becomes income because they settled and you owe on it. You have to file it.
Right. They coming to get that.
Did she? Unless she giving somebody a cancellation of debt.
Did you have one of them and you didn't tell me, girl? I know exactly who that is.
Oh, okay.
You just did. I know that ain't for you.
And
you
they
asking for somebody else.
And a lot of times they come late too. 1099-Cs come late.
Oh,
yeah.
They show up
after everything's over.
Yeah.
Do they come after the 15th of April?
No.
They just come whenever.
They come whenever.
They come whenever. Okay. Well, hopefully you haven't filed yet, or whoever hasn't filed yet, and they're able to send that in. So.
Oh, they have. If they haven't filed, they need to bring it. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll hold them up.
If you haven't filed yet, bring that with you.
Remember, the IRS has everything that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever company has, if they turned in a W-2 on you, I mean, if they gave you a W-2.
IRS has a copy.
IRS has a copy.
Mm.
Retirement, 1099, or you took a distribution this year, IRS got a copy. 1099.
What are they doing? Just matching up?
That's literally what they do when you file.
They're giving you a chance to enter in things that they don't know.
Even if you're a business owner and you file a 1099 miscellaneous, you have to send a copy to the government.
Oh.
Okay. It was a 1096 with the summation of who you paid out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the reason they moved the deadline back with this PATH Act, people were beating the government. They were making up W-2 straight, legit 1099 to get the refund, and they beat the company to the government.
Gotcha.
And so they had 6 tax.
Wow.
With a company didn't exist or a job didn't exist.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, like I said, every year they get smarter and it gets harder.
Yes.
So do it the right way. Do it the right way, people. If you got any questions, feel free to contact these individuals. They are ready and available to help you. This is the tax season. The filing, the IRS is now accepting tax returns as of yesterday.
Yes.
So get in the game early. We don't know what's going to happen with the shutdown. You don't want to be affected by that, so get your stuff done early if you can. Wait for those other forms that might come in. If you possibly think that you got some other forms that might come in, probably best to wait on them.
Yeah.
So you won't have to do an amendment, which is going to make everything longer. I know somebody that did it last year. They didn't get their return until November. You had to wait all year long because they kept sending the wrong stuff and not doing it the right way.
Wow.
Okay. So
shout out to the viewers, man.
yeah, shout out to the viewers. We thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah.
Not coming out, for tuning in.
Thank y'all.
I felt like Arsenio. But thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all again next week, right here on the Gray Area.
Peace.
Peace.
Lime green on there. It was too cute too.
Alright, who you telling? Lime green. I'm telling my beautician. Let's go.
Thank you for coming, guys. I'm so sore.
I can try that.
Good to see you. I'm doing good. Doing real good. I really love this look. I just want to know what goes with it.
He might want to he winded it up for you.
I like that.
Hey, thanks for coming with me.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Ever met?
No, ma'am. Look,
You're such a sweet person.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you weren't here last time.
Hey, this is what I chop.
I feel like you want to treat
Sure
me
you
right
got
out the back. Like, yeah, she's cool. She falls straight.
Like my mind.